to end up picking somebody that's similar to him or almost exactly like him because he doesn't really like to, to compromise on base values. That makes a lot of sense. And, I've heard from some other little birds and things, the same thing that you talked about with me this morning. Nothing secret you told me or anything, but that there's some folks that are excited that there's a very short list and they're all pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, he met with Senator Corker yesterday. I don't know that has any particular significance. My understanding was that Corker asked for the meeting. He is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. As you know, he was very warm about Donald Trump's foreign policy speech several weeks ago. There's obviously some pressure from some of the party people to take John Kasich on the argument that he would bring you on Ohio. Just my opinion, I think that is unlikely. Never saw any chemistry between he and Donald Trump. Marco Rubio, in my opinion, is not a finisher in this process. Not the right man either. There is, of course, some discussion of a woman, Governor Suzanne Martinez of New Mexico. Also, someone I think many people have overlooked, Shelley Moore Capito from West Virginia, a very distinguished U.S. senator, the daughter of former Governor Arch Moore, a nationalist, a fine woman, be an excellent choice. There's a lot of people I think that are being looked at who may not be in the newspapers, but only one man knows. So I just want to reassure those in your audience who see some of these globalists and have their names tossed around. I'm not afraid. I think at the end of the day, Donald Trump will make the right choice.
All I know is his actions, he's only turning up the heat on the globalists. He's doing exactly what the mainstream media tells him not to. They are acting really scared now.
No, I think they're in high panic mode because the multi-million-dollar negative TV ads didn't work during the primaries. The hatchet job by the New York Times about his behavior with women in the 70s and 80s, in my opinion, just set the standard. Now we have to review Bill Clinton's attitude and treatment of women in the 70s and 80s. And that's an ugly, ugly story. I saw this again with Chris Cuomo and Michael Cohen on CNN. This is not about expression.
Well, Roger Stone, stay there. It's just miraculous. You write this book 6 months ago, and you're Trump's confidant, and now, like, your book seems to be the whole attack pattern back at the Clintons. Wow, it's amazing. The book's available at InfoWarsStore.com. Roger Stone's our guest. We'll be right back with more Inside Baseball. Roger Stone, the consummate political insider from the Republican Party, the last 15 years exposing the establishment and their crimes in a really valiant way, and 40-plus year friend of Donald Trump, best-selling author. And we've got New York Times article here, as Trump and Clinton clash. This is in the front of the paper. Two operatives duke it out in their shadows. And you learn a lot from this. I mean, boy, I tell you, we are inside their heads. They are panicked, as he just said earlier. I want to talk about some of these reportedly fake super PACs out there trying to glom away support as well. What he expects the Clintons to do next. And since he's with us for the full hour, he said he can do that. We'll take some calls the last 15 minutes for your wild card questions. Quick questions for Roger Stone. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. Roger, this is a short segment, so I'm going to try to get right back to you. Where do you want to start? This New York Times piece or just the boldness of Trump, the courage of Trump? I mean, I'm not trying to kiss his butt here. He knows he's a savvy guy. He's in danger. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in modern politics, not bowing. This guy is a brawler. He is a street fighter. I really like what I'm seeing.
In a crusade to save the country. He doesn't need the presidency to validate himself. He doesn't need the presidency to be a success. He's already a massive success. He's probably the best known businessman on the planet. He's built a $10 billion plus personal fortune. So he's doing this not for himself, but for his country. He hasn't seen a golf course in months. He has really worked extremely hard to build what I think is a juggernaut. I think I may have said it on this very program. Stepping in front of the Trump movement is going to be like stepping in front of a moving freight train. This is all coming. And as you correctly point out, it's only June, essentially, and the polls are showing him either in a dead heat or slightly behind or slightly ahead of Hillary. That is unthinkable. We've been told for how many months? Trump can't win. Trump's the weakest candidate. Trump will get slaughtered by Hillary. Of course, all of that is false. The only thing predictable about Donald Trump is that he's entirely unpredictable. And that is what has the Clintons flummoxed.
I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but I mean, the New York Times, everybody's figured out that you're one of the most influential people in there. Yes, we know Trump makes the final decision. We've got that. But I mean, so much of what you say and do, we end up seeing Trump saying it and doing. Like, look for him to come out against the Federal Reserve. Does a week later. I mean, countless times. I know he has his own ideas about this, criticized the Fed on his own before, but I mean, he's obviously listening to you a lot. He's reading your book, and they've figured it out. I'm kind of worried about you, my friend. What do you make of this article putting you up against Brock?
Well, first of all, as I've said, nobody puts words in Donald Trump's mouth. I'm honored that he has seen my book. I'm honored that he is using some of the themes, but he's very much his own man. This story was interesting. I, of course, knew David Brock in Washington when he was a conservative, when he wrote some of the groundbreaking early exposés on the corruption of the Clintons in Arkansas. He's a very charming, very intelligent, very dastardly guy. Who's gone over to the dark side. It's very sad. I presume he's done it for the money. And the Soros bankroll will always be larger than what we have to spend. But I think that the Clintons and their operatives like Brock are practicing a strategy of suppression. That's because it worked before. It worked in the 80s. Put the pressure on CBS, NBC.
We have that WorldNet Daily suit and got thousands of pages of documents from the Clinton Foundation. It was call anybody conspiracy theorist, shut down new media, including the left, be anti-free speech. I mean, we have these people.
Yes, the problem is that the toothpaste is out of the tube. No longer do the three networks and a couple major national newspapers have a monopoly on information. So therefore, if CNN doesn't cover it, Infowars.com will. And you are reaching, as they are, we're probably reaching more people than they are, but you're reaching
drudges. We're reaching probably 5-6 million people a week that are American consistently, tens of millions tuned through it, millions worldwide. But I mean, it's certainly challenging. I mean, we're just one piece of a larger constellation.
Well, but whether it is the Drudge Report or Breitbart or the Daily Caller or Infowars or Town Hall or a dozen other sites.
Pandora's box is open.
That's exactly right. And not only that, but these brave and courageous women like Juanita Broaddrick, someone that I admire very much, who chooses her words carefully and has only spoken out when it's important, but she has important things to say. Kathleen Willey, groped in the White House by Bill Clinton when she went to him for help. Paula Jones, who Bill Clinton exposed himself to and demanded oral sex in an Arkansas hotel room. These women were suppressed before. They will not be suppressed now. And there's dozens of more right behind them. They're going to have their day. They're going to have their say. Now, the Clintons can choose to deny the charges, or they can respond to them. Let the Americans...
Stay there, Roger. Your sky's breaking up just a bit. It's been crystal clear so far today. Love that new setup you've got. We'll be right back with Roger Stone in HD video if you're an InfoWars viewer at Infowars.com/show. We're on stations across this country. They're trying to suppress this information. I know you understand that, so please spread it to everybody. They do not want this signal getting out. You are the amplifier, listeners. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Alex Jones. And, of course, we are joined by Roger Stone, and he's going to be here with us until the end of the hour. Then we have Paul Joseph Watson from London taking over. I'm not going to belabor this, but we sell things that everybody needs. Non-GMO, heirloom seeds, the lowest prices, the biggest selection you're going to find anywhere. We've got like 20 top brands now, certified, super high quality, from fruit trees down to tobacco to watermelons to squash to apples. I mean, it's just all there. You name it, we've got it. Great thing to do with your family. Great thing to do, especially if you live in a rural area, but also in the city. Great thing to get the kids involved with, to just have them watch TV all day. We've got water filtration systems, the very best, 7 or 8 brands that are certified, tested, and cut out the glyphosates, the fluoride, all of it. One of the biggest health things you can do. Plus, it makes the water taste better. We have the best water pitchers. We have the best shower filters, 4-stage filters with fast flow, ProPure, ProMax. The Alexa Pures are excellent. We have the Survival Spring straws, the Life straws that are good for out in the field. We have water bottles that do it. Just all the best, highest rated. And then we're one of the biggest sellers of all these products in the world because We have such low prices on them. 10% off with promo code WATER. They're already super low price. Stop drinking the garbage in the tap water or even well water. In most areas is contaminated. And support the broadcast. Get a great deal at the same time. Your kidneys, your bladder will thank you. That stuff causes cancer that's in the water. Just look it up for yourself. The glyphosate especially just grows estrogen-based tumors on record. Breast cancer is up multi-thousand percentage points. They admit it's just growing. They're estrogen-based tumors. You need to filter your water, folks. InfoWarsStore.com. X2 is the good halogen. If you don't have it, the bad halogens fill up your glands. You don't operate right. You shut down. It's just horrible. The good halogen blocks those, fills up your thyroid, other glands. It's just been a miracle in my life the last 3 or 4 years. I've lost so much weight. I'm so much healthier. And X2 is one of the biggest reasons for that. Anthroplex is basically the dry, organic version of Super Male Vitality. It's a little less expensive. We've got it. Super Male and female are sold out. They all blow you away. I turned into a raging maniac, quite frankly, about taking Anthroplex with Super Male, but I'm already a type A personality. So just talk to your doctor before you take it. This is all legal and awful stuff, but it's real. It's not placebo. It's not games. It's not jokes. We're going to sell hardcore stuff, and Anthroplex is hardcore, okay, period. So it's InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com. Sign up for the free newsletter, and you'll get all the books, links, videos, my ebooks, films, special reports, and a lot of big discount promo codes sent to your email. And as more censorship kicks in, it's more and more important that we be able to contact you. So Infowars.com/newsletter. Get free shipping on orders of $50 or more and 10% off. Additionally, any other discounts when you also sign up for auto ship at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling toll-free. They can help you as well. Operators are right here in the same building. 888-253-3139. 888-253-3139. They're here in the building until 7 o'clock every night. Then it's a answering service we've had for 20 years. They're excellent as well. They can take your orders. Okay, I'm done ranting, but that's how we fund this operation, and we sell products at low prices you need. Roger Stone is our guest, StoneZone.com. He sells the 2 books, the Bush crime family and, of course, the Clintons' war on women. These are now the definitive books. I'm an expert on both areas. The books go together to understand how the world works. You may think you already know all this, but you don't. Top experts have read these and say it takes it to a new level because of Stone's governmental connections and others. It is amazing. A perfect 5-star rating at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, continuing with that, it's great to give to friends and family and neighbors, and we have polls out and London Guardian articles. Women are turning against them. I've got another article on Infowars.com. Millennials are turning from Clinton and even Sanders to Trump. So people are really sick of the social justice warriors and do what I say or you're racist garbage. And I'm telling you, the Trump phenomenon is spectacular, and it's only a manifestation of the overall awakening. That's why we don't lose either way. This is exciting. Getting back to Roger Stone, Roger, again, amazing times. I want to get into Brock. I want to get into new attacks, but you've got the floor here for 10 minutes before we go to calls. What else is front and center? What else should we be watching? What's the next attack? You've told us months before what the new attack will be. What do you expect? What do we do?
Well, I think, Alex, you just put your finger on it. I have a granddaughter who is in college now, and I know that she and all of her friends are deeply concerned about the issue of sexual assault and rape on the campuses. I think this is a particularly sensitive issue with millennial women, girls, who many of whom will be voting for the first time. And I've always thought this was Hillary Clinton's greatest single vulnerability. Now, the mainstream media, Chris Cuomo and CNN and others, would like this discussion to be about marital infidelity or adultery or girlfriends, but it's a much more troubling issue: sexual assault and rape. Bill Clinton is a Bill Cosby-style sexual predator, but what Hillary has done is even worse, because it is Hillary Clinton who has intimidated and bullied and threatened Bill Clinton's victims, either intimidated them so they wouldn't respond to subpoenas, as in the case of Kathleen Willey, or intimidating them so they wouldn't go public with the media. And that abuse of women, I think, is going to be explosive on the campuses. That is the narrative that the Clintons fear. Now, in some cases, for example, the case of Juanita Broaddrick, Hillary did the intimidation herself. squeezing her hand tight, looking her into her eyes and saying, "We appreciate everything you're doing."